After the world-shaking events of Black Panther,
Wakanda forever!
genius MIT student Riri Williams is stuck. Her dream project stalled, her funding gone. Desperate to finish, she makes some seriously bad choices, moonlighting by selling university tech to competitors.
Alright, dude, this is awesome.
When her increasingly dangerous experiments get her scholarship yanked and her kicked out, Riri hits rock bottom. Facing total loss, she makes another impulsive move. She steals critical components, dons her half-built Ironheart suit, and bolts for home in Chicago.
Access granted. How can I help you today?
The flight doesn't go smoothly. A malfunction sends her crashing down.
Trevor, where you at? Switch to manual control.
Hey, yo, get off the street.
Bruised but alive, she drags herself to her mom's place. Home brings back painful memories, especially of her stepdad's workshop, where her engineering spark ignited, and the tragic day a random gang shootout claimed the lives of her stepdad and her best friend, Natalie. That grief is a wound that never fully heals. Meanwhile, in Chicago, a crew called the Hood's Gang pulls high-stakes heists targeting the rich. Their latest job goes sideways thanks to their jumpy tech guy, Stewart. Their leader, the chillingly named Hood, knows they need an upgrade. By pure chance, his cousin John spots Riri's fiery crash landing. Perfect timing. Broke and needing parts to fix her busted suit, Riri hits a junkyard. John conveniently appears, pays her tab, and plays the concerned citizen. Why's a brain like yours digging through trash? He dangles a job opportunity. Curiosity and desperation wins. The next day, Riri arrives at a sketchy location and steps into an elevator, which promptly traps her and starts filling with gas. A voice gives her 3 minutes to disarm a bomb. Riri, ever the rebel, hacks the elevator instead. Impressed, the Hood reveals himself. It was just a test. He offers her Stewart's spot on the team. Riri smells trouble, illegal trouble, and initially refuses. But then Hood slides her a fat stack of cash and promises more. Facing reality, she caves. She meets the crew, the Hood himself, mysteriously empowered by a magical cloak granting invisibility, teleportation, and lethal bullet trick. Recruiter John, explosives expert Clown, hacker Slug, muscle sisters Jerry and Roz, and the ousted Stewart. Her first task, rebuild her Ironheart suit in 24 hours for their next big score. Working against the clock, Riri realizes her suit needs a smarter AI. In a caffeine-fueled all-nighter, she tries uploading a copy of her own consciousness. Exhausted, she crashes and dreams vividly of Natalie. Waking up in shock, she finds her new AI isn't just smart, it is Natalie. Same voice, same memories. How? No time to figure it out, the heist is on. Natalie helps Riri track down Ezekiel Zeke Stain, a terrified darknet arms dealer. Zeke carries baggage. He's the son of Obadiah Stane, Tony Stark's traitorous former partner. Haunted by his father's legacy, Zeke wants nothing to do with that life. Riri manages to scare him into sharing some advanced gear, and even gives him a pep talk about standing up for himself. Suit patched up just in time, Riri joins the gang's incredibly dumb plan to rob a wealthy business. Things go predictably sideways when a cop shows up. Natalie, flooded with the real Natalie's traumatic memories of being shot, freezes. Riri nearly gets arrested, saved only by the Hood's intervention. Later, Natalie confesses her fear and reveals something disturbing. The Hood's cloak emits strange, dark energy. She urges Riri to get a sample. Riri starts noticing the Hood acting increasingly erratic. Worse, she learns from police that Stewart, their previous tech guy, was murdered. Taking Natalie's advice, she targets the Hood's cloak during their next job, infiltrating the biotech company Heirloom. While Natalie pilots the suit, Riri sneaks in to snip a piece of the cloak. Inside, the Heirloom CEO taunts the Hood, refusing his demands. Enraged, the Hood kills him. Riri tries to escape but runs into John. He spots the cloak fragment she stole. In a chilling moment, he confesses they killed Stewart to cover their tracks, and now they have to kill her. Riri barely escapes, while John tragically suffocates when the Hood intentionally vents the oxygen from the sealed greenhouse. To make matters worse, Riri loses the special synthetic skin Zeke gave her, potentially implicating him despite her promise. Back at base, the Hood, consumed by rage and grief over John, tries to ditch the cursed cloak. But the cloak whispers, blaming Riri for John's death. Fueled by this dark suggestion, the Hood seeks revenge. Riri discovers Zeke took the fall for the stolen tech and landed in jail. She visits, full of apologies, promising to free him. Zeke, furious and betrayed, wants nothing to do with her. She also faces her childhood friend Xavier, who is horrified to learn Riri resurrected his dead sister Natalie as an AI. He's angry, but slowly, painfully, begins to accept this. It'll echo of his sister. Analyzing the cloak fragment, Riri confirms it's pure magic, not tech. With her mom, she visits a mystic shop run by actual witches. They recoil in horror, identifying the cloak's connection to dark forces, name-dropping Dormammu, and kick Riri out. However, a young apprentice witch, Zelma, secretly approaches Riri, confirming the cloak's likely link to demonic entity like Dormammu. The Hood, now fully manipulated by the cloak, tells his gang Riri murdered John. Suspecting her alliance with Zeke, he breaks Zeke out of prison, equips him with deadly implants, and turns him into a cyborg enforcer. He sends the entire team after Riri. In a fierce battle, Riri fights them off and drops a bombshell. The Hood lied about John's death and he killed Stuart. The team's loyalty shatters. As Riri staggers out, Zeke attacks, fueled by the Hood's programming. He wrecks her suit, but fighting the control tells her to run. He can't bring himself to kill her. Zeke returns to base, claiming Riri is dead. When the gang confronts the Hood about Stuart's murder, he furiously disbands. Hood's true plan unfolds. He'd secretly implanted control code in Zeke. Now he forces his obedient cyborg to help him confront the man who ruined his childhood, his own father, who kicked him out at 12. Using the cloak's power, the Hood forces his dad to sign over his fortune and empire. We flash back to the Hood's origin. Cornered during an earlier failed robbery on his dad, a mysterious figure, Mephisto, offered him a door to escape and the power to get everything he desired. For a piece of himself, the cloak was the tool. Now rich and powerful, the Hood summons Mephisto, who mocks him for wasting his potential. Riri, ready to flee Chicago, is stopped by her mom. Fight! With Xavier and her mom's help, she rebuilds the suit. Zelma arrives, using the cloak fragment as an infinite magical battery. But when they power up, Natalie vanishes. The system wiped her. Heartbroken but out of time, Riri charges to the Hood's penthouse. There, a controlled Zeke attacks. Riri manages to hack his systems, freeing him. Upstairs, she finds the Hood, now half transformed into a monstrous creature by the cloak. In a fierce battle, she rips the cloak away, defeating him. Fleeing downstairs, she encounters the mysterious figure from the Hood's past, Mephisto. The devil offers a cruel bargain. Give him a piece of herself, and he'll bring Natalie back, truly back, alive. Desperate to undo her mistakes and save her friend, Riri agrees. The deal is struck. Technology and dark magic merge. Natalie breathes again, but dark, sinister veins begin creeping across Riri's skin. Post-credits, powerless and broken, the Hood stumbles into Zelma's magic shop, begging for help. The darkness he unleashed isn't done with him.